Hey guys, this is the Great Loogie here. Welcome to Pokemon Emerald version to go through part 96. Off screen, like I said I would, I just went ahead and went back to the mainland of Hoenn, and now we are going to be doing lots of side events that have been unlocked after beating the champion and whatnot. I guess this is where he is. Because I couldn't sit on you! Anyway, we're going to start off with the last Trick House events. I'm going to be doing all of the extra events in basically the order you go through Hoenn normally. Save a few exceptions. There are going to be a few big things I'm going to be saving for later episodes. And if you've played this game before, chances are you know what they are. Anything up here? Nope. Alright then. So, first up, there's this last Trick House maze. You know, it's pretty simple. Instead of sliding on ice like other, sliding puzzles, you're sliding on a ridiculously waxed floor or something. Alright, so first up is this trainer with a Lairon, and considering Altaria doesn't have anything to deal with that, I'll just go into my Lairon evolution with a move that's quite effective against your Lairon. And oh, Aggron's special defense is dropped. Oh my god, what am I going to do? I know, I'll use Earthquake, because it's not like that Lairon has any special moves anyway. Alright, next up's Manectric. I don't want to stay in with Aggron for this, considering it's going to outspeed, and with that Meltdown, it might actually do quite a bit of damage to Aggron. So I'll just go in with Sceptile. Just off the bat, for one post-game thing I'm not going to be doing, which was add an Emerald, would be Gym Leader rematches. It is possible to use the match call function to call Gym Leaders and arrange for rematches with them. Again, I'm not going to be doing that, because that would take forever to do. Plus, in addition to that, it's not like the sort of thing where there's only one rematch. Each Gym Leader has, like, 3 or 4 different rematches where they progressively get stronger. It's ridiculous. And in addition to that, but I'll give some info. Like, I know they always use 6 Pokemon instead of what they had before. And again, they gradually get stronger with each rematch. Also, on top of that, it's always double battles for the Gym Leader rematches. One important thing to note is that unlike a lot of other Pokemon games, pretty much around the time, all the ones after this, and in addition to the one right before this, there are no Elite Four rematches. Oops, wrong way. I mean, you can rematch the Elite Four, obviously, but they won't be any stronger than they are, when you normally fight them. First game to do that, with Elite Four getting higher leveled was Fire Red Leaf Green, which came out right before Emerald. It was actually in development at the exact same time, pretty much, since Fire Red Leaf Green only came out half a year before Emerald did. I'm pretty sure it was the shortest gap between 2 main series Pokemon games. On top of that, all the games after Emerald have the Elite Four rematches where they're stronger and whatnot. Actually, no, now that I think about it, Diamond and Pearl didn't. They had that in Platinum. So aside from Emerald and Diamond and Pearl. And Great Confuse Ray. I don't want to deal with this, so I'm just going to use a full heal. And knockoff, I'm so scared. Whatever will I do now? It's not like I don't get the item back after the battle or something. Oh wait, that's exactly what happens. And I guess I'll just stay in against Sharpedo. So pretty much this episode is going to be pretty long, where I cover all the smaller stuff to do in Hoenn in the post-game. And also note, most of this stuff contains events that weren't in Ruby and Sapphire. Come on, again! I meant to go for the full heal, but I forgot. No, whatever, I hit it anyway. I'll just switch out after this. Actually, that makes me want to stay in. Great. I guess I'll just use a full heal now, then. I only have 27 of them after this. And Mind Reader, probably gonna go for High Jump Kick or something, but I resist that anyway, so it doesn't matter much. Yes, use Mind Reader again. The funny thing is, though, if it did use, like, High Jump Kick, it would have hit, because I remember in, whatchamacallit. I do remember how when I was playing Region Adventures, like, I think I was using Firth, they were using a Magneton, the Magneton used Lock-On, and then the next turn I went for Dig, and it hit with Thunderbolt still, while I was underground. Now then, to get to the end, you just do this, and there you are. Oh, and I probably could have switched to Aggron up front, because it could use the level up more. But, whatever. Actually, I'll just switch to it now, considering Altari can't do anything to this anyway. Steel versus Steel fight. And unlike Gen 4 and after, Stockpile doesn't give you a defense and special defense boost, so I don't have to worry about that at least. That was an extra effect for Stockpile they added in Diamond and Pearl. And then, you know, if you use Spit Up or Swallow, which makes it so the move, you know, so you either gain HP or use it as a damage dealing move, the stat ups would go back down. Again, assuming you were playing, Diamond, Pearl, or later. Which I'm not, so it doesn't matter. And that Starmie sprite is pretty bad looking, honestly. I mean, stop with the confuse where every other Pokemon is using a confusion move. Stop it! At least I got the hidden, but it won't want a KO, obviously. And I don't want to use a full heal, because I know since it outspeeds, it'll just use it again the next turn. Plus, there's the fact that Confuser has 100 accuracy. If need be, I'll just go for a full restore. There we go. And you're done. Yeah, Starmie's Fire Red Leaf Green sprite was way better looking than that. Now that it's time to enter this door. And trick master. Ah! I'm gonna need some good old-fashioned brain bleach after this. Anyway, with that last trick house puzzle done, he's contemplating. He's like, oh my god, I have no tricks left. What will I do to lure children into my confines? I'm going to need better tricks. Maybe a windowless van with lollipops. Anyway, in Ruby version, he'd give you a red tent and Sapphire blue tent. Those are, you know, decorative items for your secret base and whatnot. Doesn't really matter for me. I'll just take the red tent. Because in Emerald, you can pick either. Surprised they didn't just make it a green tent, but whatever. Actually, that would have been neat, because I like green more than red and blue, color-wise. I know, I was just tapping that normally, and there's a nugget here. I knew there was some time when if you, hit A over where he was sitting, there'd be something dropped. Anyway, that's it for the trick house, and if you read what it says now, he's like, I'm leaving on a journey. Don't look for me! Anyway, there's one other thing to do, which is around here. Specifically on Route 103, and that is the Altering Cave. This was directly transferred over from, what was it? Fire Red Leaf Green, although the colors are slightly different. In Fire Red Leaf Green, it was like a blackish gray. They even kept the Mount Moon music neatly. Neatly. I'm not sure if that's even a word. Whatever. Normally, all that's here would be Zubat. Also, I don't think there are any hidden items. It's a very small cave. Dead end. It's mainly for wild Pokemon. Normally, there's Zubat, but if you had an e-reader and used, like, specific cards for it, and yeah, I know that nobody ever actually got an e-reader, but work with me here. There'd be various rare Pokemon you can't normally get aside from Coliseum. Specifically, they would be Johto Pokemon, like Mareep, Teddiursa, Pineco, stuff like that. However, as you'll see later on in this episode, Altering Cave is completely useless in Emerald. If I read Leaf Green, it has a purpose, but in Emerald, there are other ways to get all of these Pokemon, which you'll see in a little bit. Anyway, on to the next area. Now then, here we are on Route 111. Normally I just go jump cut directly into it, and note there was nothing of use in that house. I just wanted a neat jump cut area. Considering we just passed this quickly, I just wanted you guys to remember where it was. Again, this is above Mauville City and whatnot. But anyway, this is the Trainer Hill. And, I can't remember if I explained it last episode, but not last episode, but the time we were here when we first passed through this route. But basically, I'm not going to be doing this, but I'll be explaining what it is. Basically, what you do is, you go through a number of floors with the trainers and some obstacles, and you want to speedrun your way to the top, and you'll get items. And that's pretty much how it works. The items aren't particularly useful, and I don't really, again, feel the need to go through this, but I just wanted to let you guys know about this. So, yeah, on to a more important area now. Now then, I'm just going to go over here, and this was a pretty obscure house. Again, the reason that I just jump cut right inside the trick house was because we've been there so many times that you probably all know exactly where it is now, and are sick of it, so I didn't feel the need. But for the more obscure stuff like this, and this guy is, that's so perverted. I know that's probably not the intention, but the way he phrases it, admit it, that's how it sounds. Anyway, he dug up this giant hole, since the last time we were here. Specifically after being the Elite Four. I don't believe there are any hidden items or whatever, but first I'll just get to the end. I forget what this area is called. Oh, it's a desert underpass. This isn't an area like the Trainer Hill. It's exclusive to Emerald. Of note, I believe there are wild sandshrew here, but more importantly, actually, it's something, there's some, like, random ground type, either that or Trampet, I'm pretty sure sandshrew is the unimportant one, but the important one is that you can find wild Ditto here, which are very useful for breeding and whatnot. You know, it makes it so you can breed with any other Pokemon that's a parent as long as they can have eggs in general. Anyway, over here is the fossil we didn't pick up at the Mirage Tower. The Root Fossil. Anyway, I don't believe there are any hidden items, but I'm just checking. Hope you don't mind if I just check every few steps. Actually, also I'm just going to set up Repel again now. Again, I'm just going to the end to see if he mentions anything. Now that I took the precious fossil, he probably wants it. And going, finally. Felt like it took longer to get out of there. Granted, I did keep stopping for the item finder. No, he just says the same thing. How would that even work with a fossil? Never mind. Now then, we're in Rustboro City for what's most likely the last time. I just went ahead and deposited a Pokemon off screen, specifically Exploud. Just going back into here, and I know we've done this before, but again, some people probably forgot where this is. Devon Corporation. So, we are going in the Devon Corporation to whatnot to this guy, and I'm going to give him my fossil, and hope he doesn't steal it. Granted, he didn't steal the fossil for Anareth. Now, you just have to go in and out. So, and in case you're wondering, no, that wasn't some clever cut or whatever, that was just going in and out. Anyway, this is Lily. It's the counterpart to Anorith. And again, in Ruby and Sapphire, you can only get one, but in Emerald, they make it so you get one in the normal area, and then you get the other one in the post-game. Now for a slightly larger area. Next up, here we are in Lily Cove City, and again, I just want to show this off because there are probably some people who've forgotten. We are headed up next to the Safari Zone. And if you'll remember, on the first time we explored it, there were those two guys blocking the path saying, oh, this area isn't done. Guess what? After the Elite Four, it just happens to be done! What amazing convenience! Anyway, I'm not going to go after any of the Pokemon, obviously. I'm just having a Repel set up. But I do want to get all the items and explain the area quickly. So the extra area is up here and to the right. Sorry about that, was just checking something. It's over here specifically. And this is the expanded area. Now then, this is what I was talking about with the whole Altering Cave thing being messed up. All the Pokemon available in Altering Cave are also available here, but without the whole e-reader nonsense. Yeah, you can't battle them, you have to, you know, be lucky, but still. I'm not exactly an expert of this area like I am with the others, and the book's actually a fair bit away. But basically, there are a few items here. Oh, that was the Pokemon I was planning on using until I found a shiny Natu. This area is honestly probably going to consist of me getting lost a bit. Yeah, whatever. You say anything interesting? Oh, oops. How many steps do I have? Oh, yeah, it doesn't say. Thanks a lot. It's a nugget, amazing! Anyway, I believe that's the only item up here, unless there are some hidden ones I'm not bothering to look for, but... yeah, there's probably a hidden item over there, but whatever. Yes, I'm using Repel in the Safari Zone, deal with it. I believe the other one is over here. Yeah, I'm not going to explore the whole area in full, but these are the two items that actually show up. And if you heard that noise, that was just me cracking my knuckles. I keep tending to do that, I don't know why, like in the middle of recording. Whatever. And again, you know, there's more stuff down here and whatnot. But, for the most part, that's it. There's only one thing left to do, you know, in a specific area. Oh, what convenience. Alright then, so I'll see you in the last area. Now then, here we are in Moss Deep City, and we are going to Steven's house. I believe it's the one in the upper left corner. And also, one thing of note is that, the extra Safari Zone area is also an Emerald exclusive. This, however, is in Ruby and Sapphire as well. It's a letter. To Ethan, I've decided to do a little soul searching and train on the road. I don't plan to return home for some time. I have a favor to ask of you. I want you to take the Pokeball on the desk. Inside it is a Beldum, my favorite Pokemon. I'm counting on you. May our paths cross someday. Steven Stone. And he gives us a Beldum, which is the second pseudo-legendary, and I didn't mean to do that. Pseudo-legendaries, for those of you who don't know, they're considered very powerful Pokemon. They're very rare, typically only in 1 or 2 areas. Oh, modest, of course, not the best nature for it, considering it's a physical attacker. The other pseudo-legendary for this game is Bagon. You know, their Pokemon, they're pretty rare. They have 3-stage lines. Also, on top of that, their final form has base 600 stat total, and base stats are typically determined, you know, how their stats are. Typically, like, anything 100 or higher is considered very good. So, yeah, with that, also, one thing of note, also just a piece of trivia, Gen 3 is the only generation to introduce more than one pseudo-legendary. There's Dragonite in Gen 1, Tyranitar in Gen 2, Beldum and Bagon in Gen 4, Gen 3, and Gibble in Gen 4. I'm not saying anything about Gen 5 since that's still a relatively new game. So yeah, there is one more thing I'm going to do, but that's it for the overall area, so I'll see you in a second. Of course that interrupts me. Actually, there's one last thing I just remembered after getting Beldum. If you go here after being the Elite Four, these people are like, oh my god, it's Ethan, he's like really strong and whatnot, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! They don't give you anything though, and basically, the more stuff you accomplish, like frontier symbols and whatnot, you'll get more fans. Because there are still some people who are mistaken up here who don't think I'm the best ever. So, they're obviously wrong. So if you just want to prove them wrong and whatnot, you could do that. Also one thing, I'm not sure when this happened, it might have been after the Team Aqua was kicked out, but basically now, yep, there should be, like, the Game Freak workers here. And, you know, they talk about random stuff. Yeah, alright then. That sounds pretty perverted. This is the game designer. And, yeah, you know, he typically says, you know, you complete it, please show it to me, and you get a certificate and whatnot. Anyway, that's it for real, aside from the really big thing. Which we'll be doing now, and will be a huge pain in the neck for me. You probably know what's coming. Alright then, after some quick preparations, it is time. I just went ahead and put Regice up front, and you're probably wondering, hey, why did you do that? And by Regice up front, I'm just using it for this specifically. Someone set repels, and it is time to go after Latios. Now then, roaming Pokemon are very annoying, but they are easy to find. Note, I will be using the Master Ball just because I don't want to waste so much time on it. And in addition to that, I kind of, again, just want to get the game done with already. So what I suggest doing is going between two routes and going back and forth. In Gen 4 games onward, you could, whatchamacallit? The word is you could go, start tracking the Pokemon on the touchscreen as soon as it showed up, pretty much. But unfortunately, in, in Gen 3, though, that's not possible. You have to look through it in the text and check area, and then it'll say where it currently is. The problem is that... Alright, just need to set up another repel. I'm just explaining this now, don't worry, I'll cut most of it out. But the problem is that you don't get to track it in Gen 2 or 3 until you see it the first time. And when you see it the first time, it's completely random. You just have to keep going back and forth between routes. The reason I have Regice up front is because it's level 40, so it's the same level as Latios is going to be, meaning it's not going to be affected by repel. So what I'm just doing to find it, first off, is to go back and forth, because Latios changes places whenever you know, go into a different area, or go into a different building, or fly somewhere, stuff like that. So I'm just leaning with a level 40 Pokemon with max repel, so that I'll eventually find it. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to... whatchamacallit... cut until I find it, or whatever. Oh my god! Finally! It's taken hours, but I finally found you! I actually went to another route because I figured it might be slightly easier to find it there. Oh, this took forever! I am not letting you get away! Master Ball, go get 'em! Seriously, I started this, like, after, like, noon, and it's 4 p.m. now. And that's not the whole video, that's just searching for this guy. Yeah, so I was at that route above it right there. Just to show you, before I started, I had 78 repels. I have 22 now! That's how long it took. I am dead serious. At least I can finally get this behind me now. I'll just put Regice back here, and I'll show off... Actually, did I ever show off the legendaries? Regice... Well, Regice... Regirock... Registeel... Rayquaza... I'm just being quick. And then there's Sudowoodo. I know it's not legendary, but still. And then here we go, Latios. That took forever. Alright then. Next time, we will do some of the bigger events in the post-game, so to speak. I'll see you then.